Welcome everybody, Red Arrow 23 here. Time for your War Factory preview for the 29th of June. Let's boom this beach! So here we go, we're going to have a look and see what Colonel Gearheart has in store for us today. As you can see, we're getting some proto parts, some wood and some stone. So it's always good. And there's a quick look at the base. We have just under 1.8 mil on the shield, and we've got another, what's that, 592k on the core. So yeah, a bit of a shield here. I think what we're going to do, so there are grapplers pretty much covering the whole beach, so we can't really get our grens in doing some sweet gren action today. But we could, what could we do? We could push in on the right side just with Zookas. That would work because there's not a lot of splash damage. You could just throw them on the right hand side. Maybe even a boat of riflemen if you want to use them as cannon fodder. Otherwise just critters to distract the grapplers, sniper towers, those sorts of things. The flamethrowers obviously would eat up your riflemen and your critters if you get close to them. But you could farm that whole right side, not too much problems. Until you go in range of the doom cannons, and then that splash damage will probably start to hurt you, and the mortars. What I think we're going to do is we're going to UR these two. Do we need them? Looks like they're out of range. We might not bother with that part, but I think we're definitely going to have to go for these shield generators. So that's going to be one attack in itself. We're going to have to use Zookas, clear out these mines, flare each shield and do 1, 2, 3 shocks. The rocket launcher is close to being in range. So we might throw some critters on the left hand side. And then once we've taken out the 2 shield generators, we'll re-smoke, come back out and jump back on the boat. We'll clear these mines out if we can during that. Might have to do that before the attack, otherwise we won't have time. And then once we've taken out the shield generators, got back on the boat, we'll jump back in, and we'll do an attack from the right hand side, jump around about where these factory supplies are. I was going to double UR these 2 shock launchers to stop them from firing, but I think we'll be alright. Because we can park just outside this factory supply and then flare on HQ, and we shouldn't get in range of them. I'm pretty sure. And then we just got the mortar in the back, so we'll go critter on this factory supply. 1 shock for the doom cannons, 1 shock for the rocket launchers, and then home for tea and medals. So let's have a look at that. We're going to do a barrage over here. I think we'll do a critter over here, because we don't want to do another barrage, it'll be too expensive. We can do a nice lazy flag landing over there, and then move up. Think. Alright, let's have a look. So do we need... We don't need UR, or we could go and UR that mortar, and then... No, because they're all going to be behind us anyway. I think we'll just take 5 boats in brick. That'll give us heaps of damage. Yep, let's do that. So... here we go, first attack on War Factory. We're just going to be clearing out these mines. I should have checked the level of those mines, that would have been a really good idea. Clear out those mines, perfect. Because now I'm left with 2 mines and I don't know if they're maxed. Let's see. So we should be okay because we shouldn't be able to hit both. Alright, let's go for the 2 smoke landing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and brick, and another smoke quickly, because our gunboat is on the other side of the map. Then we're going to go in here. And then I've just remembered we're quite close to that rocket launcher range. So I think I'm going to throw critters on the left hand side. So I'm going to go critter, shock, 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 and then get ready to flare the next shield generator. and boom, and then re-smoke. Now we can flare out and re-smoke. Uh-oh. Retreat! Run, run, run! Don't get hit by the machine guns. No! So we lost quite a few Zookas there. Our GBE started running really low because we used 2 sets of critters in the end. Because I used critters to clear the mines. Trying to do a little bit too much maybe. Let's have another look. So if we didn't have to clear those mines, we could have done that in the next attack. These ones over here. We can do that in our next attack. We have taken out both the shield generators. The rocket launcher was in range. If we parked a little bit closer to these machine guns, we could have been fine. But I didn't want to re-flare over. And then our second flare onto the shield generator should have been faster, and our smoke could have been faster. The next smoke was a little bit too close, and we ran out of GBE, but that's okay. We got a little bit of mode, but that's okay. So now we can do our attack. We're just going to do a flag landing with a sort of a lazy smoke because there's only single shots in range, so nothing's going to shoot too quickly at us. We might lose a couple of Zookas on the walk up. So we'll anchor to this factory supply. Don't really want to go through these mines. Those mines that we did hit were level 21. We only hit the 1, so that was good. And then we'll sort of flare between these 2 factory supplies. Chuck a critter in the back, 2 shocks on either side. Hopefully be out of range of that shock launcher. But we know where the shock launcher range is, just in case we need to do something about it, if we have the GBE for it. So let's do it! I'm going to get rid of this boom mine just in case it takes out brick. But I'm not too worried if we skim that regular mine to the left. So let's go with that. Let's go with... I want them there. And then put a smoke there, and then you can see that the grapplers should be getting confused as they all jump in. And then we want to go here, and do a nice wide double smoke for when we flare onto the HQ. We are quite far away from the HQ, so I'm not going to worry about flaring on too early. And activate battle orders now. And go critter, shock, shock, flare. Go, 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 go. That shock launcher's turn, so we are in range of that, but that's brick, so that's okay. And we're hammering the core, and it goes down. So we didn't lose too many Zookas there. It was a very late core flare. I think we might have even taken out a few things before we got there. But you can see that they spread quite a lot. They might have been under the smoke actually. The double smoke probably would have been fine. So we could have flared and then done critter, shock, shock. You could throw an extra critter if you have 40 GBE after you've used battle orders and you fled on the HQ. It's 40 GBE for 2 critters, 2 shocks. And you might have distracted those shock launchers. You also could have used universal remote on the those shock launchers in an earlier attack. That would have worked out really well. For the lower level players, if you want to do this attack, you can break it down a little bit more, or save yourself a little bit of GBE. So you could focus just on those shield generators. That's 3 shocks, 3 shocks. If you did it with say 5 boats, you probably wouldn't peak to the rocket launcher at the top. You could do that with 3 shocks and just a couple flares and then re-smoke. You might not get out, but then you can reload, start again. And then you could universal remote those 2 shock launchers in an attack and clear these mines. And then if you really needed to save GBE, if you couldn't afford to do 2 shocks and a critter for the mortars, you could actually take universal remote up there and universal remote these 3 mortars, and then you wouldn't have to worry about any of the others. That would break it down a little bit. And then if you really needed to, if you've already taken out these two shock launchers, you could then go up here with all Zookas into the dead zone of all of the rocket launchers, like just up to the top right of these. Take them out and then move over, and then you'll have less. You would have picked up some GBE, you wouldn't have needed to shock anything, so you'll still have, because you would have already taken out those shock launchers, and then you could just move over and take down the core. So there's a few ideas for you today. Warriors and tanks just don't seem to be an option these days, or grenadiers. I love the Zookas, they work out really well. So hopefully that's given you a few ideas for your War Factory, and that's going to do it for today. Give us a comment down below how you went. Give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and subscribe for more Boom Beach.